Alright, so, I think this is recording. It should be anyways. What's up, YouTube? It's been, I think, 2 months since my last video. Time kinda got away from me. Sorry about that. Well, it's after midnight now, so I guess yesterday, the 11th, was my, year and a half point. And I'm not exactly surprised, but I'm glad I made it this long. Like, when I first got my dreads, I really didn't even I didn't even think that I was gonna keep them longer than maybe like 7 or 8 months. I thought like family wouldn't like get along with or wouldn't work out at work. Thought the chef would have problems with it, but everyone seems cool with it. So I'm just really glad. I'm gonna keep them for a while at least. But yeah. As far as keeping them goes, they've been, like, the upkeep, I haven't really been doing too much, like, no real, like, active, like, not that much active work. As you can see, I have a lot of, like, loose hair and stuff, like, growing out from the roots that isn't even, like, collected in, like, any dreads. And, it was really bad around my hairline. Yeah, there's actually a little bit right now, if you could see it, down here. But it was a lot worse than that. And that was really bugging me, because, I don't know, I don't really care that it looks a little messy. I mean, they're dreads, they're not going to be perfect. But what was really bugging me was, I don't know, I have to wear a bandana at work, and I'd have, like, just a couple little hairs, like, poking out underneath it, and it would always just really bug me, and I just like sit there and just like rip them out of my head, and I felt like a crazy person. I figure I might as well try and clean them up as best I can, just to try and avoid that. So what I've kind of been doing is, well, I'm awful. I didn't bring anything to help me demonstrate this, but been taking like the chunks, like I can't look like this, and just kind of, like, they've all been, like, kind of clumping together, which is nice. But you just kind of, I've just been, like, finding a dread they go, like, pair up with. Like, the dreads, like, where their roots are, approximately meet the roots of the dread. And, like, I have, I don't know, I've done a couple of different methods where I'll take that and I'll either, like, make a really loose dread ball and push it through the dread, or I've been taking a needle with a loop of thread and just putting the hair through the loop and just pulling it through. Or if you use hooks, like latch hooks or crochet hooks, I'm sure anything would work. I don't know, basically anything that, any way you would want to, get the hair through the dread. And then I've been taking it and, using the twist and rip method, which I've been a real big fan of lately, for this. And I think if I ever had to get rid of my dreads and ever decided to get them again, I'd probably start out my dreads that way too. It's basically just, hold on, let me find something good to work with. Sorry. I don't know, I'm gonna take this out as soon as I, done with the video, but just for demonstrative purposes, you just take it, big hand, or the big, strand of hair, and then grab 2 pieces with your thumb so it splits, just kind of pull it down, and pushes a bunch of knots really far down, and what that ends up doing with that, it'll be with that strand of hair that's through the dread is what you'll be doing that with. And it usually will grab some hairs from the dread, and it just kind of solidifies it in there, and ends up looking like, let me find something, like this, through the dread. And it's been in here about a week or so, and it's already feeling like, this helped it, like, stay in place so that the hair in the bottom could lock up, and it honestly feels, like, pretty locked in there. Like, I'm gonna leave it for a little while more, and obviously after, like, I haven't washed my hair since I put it in. Which is another thing I meant to say, after I put these in, I usually wait like a week or so to wash my hair, just because the washing process seems to loosen them a lot. But yeah, once this feels like really nice and secure, I'll end up just cutting this off like pretty close to the base, and just so I don't have to walk around with a dread with like funny looking things sticking out. It's like almost a Congo, but it's like the tiniest little baby dread with like most loose hair sticking out the end. So it looks kind of ridiculous right now. Even I never really realized how ridiculous it looked till looking at this video, because that's just a really long strand of hair. But anyways, I did sorry, I did my whole hairline like that, and it's been working out pretty well. Like there's, okay, sorry, like this is, I mean, still not perfect, but a whole hell of a lot better than it was. I was doing it in the back, like all along too, and you can actually see some of the weird little things sticking out. Sorry, I keep on hitting my mic with my elbow. Those will all get cut off eventually, so they'll look a little less ridiculous, but I've only been doing a little bit at a time, which is why I still have all of this to work through. Look like a madman if that's sticking up. But anyways, I said something about washing, so I guess I'll talk about that. I wash my hair about every, like, maybe 4 or 5 days. Whenever I do this, it'll be, I'll usually wait a week or a week and a half, which it gets kind of gross, and I'm not really a huge fan of that, but I figure in the long run it'll be fine, as long as I just make sure my dreads are like thoroughly dried and stuff like that. I don't want any mold or anything growing in there. And like about every month I'll use shampoo in my hair just to like give it like a deep cleanse or whatever. I was using Neutrogena, like anti-ultra residue something, I don't know, some ridiculous name, but it was pretty nice, but it made my hair feel really just dry, and kind of felt like it was just way too much cleaning product in there, but at least it's better than anything like super gross. But I went through a bottle of that, it's finally gone, and now, like the past month or two, I've been using a mix of Dr. Bronner's liquid soap and baking soda for a deep cleanse every month. And yeah. I forget what else I was gonna say, but yeah, that's what I've been doing for as far as washing. Congos. I have lots and lots of, well, not lots and lots of congos now, but I have a bunch forming. I'm gonna move my mic just so you might hear me not as well, but this one, which has been growing for a while. This really fat one, which I'm really happy with. He's been growing since, he's completely natural, like, this is all since I stopped using hooks or any kind of, like, metal objects or anything on my dreads. So that's 100% naturally grown. I'm happy with this guy. He's really fat. His dreads are really, really tight at the base, too. But he's kind of flat. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I've had a lot of flat, like, dreads of the roots getting kind of flat. But a decent amount of palm rolling has seemed to have taken care of them pretty well. This right here is my first congo, and it's grown right about when I started making these videos, because I had like some weird dread that wasn't like growing in at all, so I just kind of ran them together and he just kind of took off. But now there's this other guy. You can't, I don't think you can see the base. A little bit. But yeah, this other dread just randomly decided he wanted to grow in. So now, I'm trying to make sure I don't, never mind, I'm getting ahead of myself. This other dread, I kind of encourage these four. They're all really small. Sorry, I have no idea if you can see this. Right here. These four dreads. They were really small, and I just wasn't really happy with them. So I put a couple rubber bands on them, left them there for like a week or two, and like rubbed the roots a bunch. So now, if you can see it, they're all starting to congo right at the bottom. There's only like maybe an inch or so congo, but they're together. It'll eventually get bigger. It'll hopefully be like a crazy nice fat dread, because I don't know, mine aren't too large, but it'll be fun to have a few. Then I have like a few more congos like starting to grow in the back, which I'm just gonna let them. I don't really mind having congos in the back. I don't really like the appearance of them like in the front, so I'm just gonna keep on ripping them apart as soon as I see them start to form. But the back, I'm like, whatever. Seems something appropriate. Oh, but what I was getting ahead of myself earlier was, so I just basically just have these two massive dreads in the back now. These two guys. And the 4 guy I showed you, and the dude who just started with 3. And those are the 2 like, base dreads on the back of my head. And I just don't, like, I'm fine with the 2, I just don't want to ever get like the beaver tail thing, like just the one fat, wide, weird looking dread in the back. So I'm gonna keep ripping these 2 apart, but yeah. Anyways, I've already rambled on for 11 minutes, I'm going to just show you around my room for a second, because I just moved into a new place, not just, it was like 2 months ago, but I'm really happy with my room. I feel like a silly college kid living in a finished attic, but I don't know, I'm happy about it. It's gigantic space, so I apologize because I'm not going to be able to see, because I'm going to have to be facing my laptop the other direction to show you things. But yeah, hold on. This funny spot. Stand back. This funny looking spiral on the wall. So I can get, oh, there we go. There we go. It's all chalkboard paint. We painted a gigantic stripe through our house, so it's really cool. A couple wall hangings, stuff like that. Just like massive, massive space. I'm just really happy with it. I just stole them for away from work. They're not stole, they're throwing it away. But yeah. Okay, that probably didn't work out as well as I'd hoped, but I'm just gonna turn this around and show off my dreads a little bit for a second. So you probably can't hear me. Thanks for listening. If subscribe, friend me, whatever. And I'll see you guys probably next month. Peace.